A nightmare is to follow your dream.
Are you fucking crazy?
Hey artists, welcome back to my channel. For today's topic, I just want to say it is definitely relatable to everybody, not just artists. So if you find this video to be helpful at all for you, please feel free to share it with a friend or a family member too. Okay, so we all have it. A day job and a dream job. This is one of the toughest things to balance in life because let's face it, we have our day jobs so that we can finance our dream jobs. But our dream jobs get pushed to the back burner because our day jobs take up all our time and energy. We work those day jobs because we want to fuel the dream jobs. But at the end of the day, our fuel is so low that we literally do not have the energy to work towards the dream. I've worked many jobs that were not my dream job. I delivered gift baskets, I was a babysitter, a banquet waitress, a dog washer, I was a receptionist, and for a while I worked as a therapy assistant for a company that helped children and teenagers. Talk about soaking up all your energy. And you might think those aren't bad jobs, but I didn't say they were bad jobs. But every job feels really bad when you're not doing your passion and following what you love. And let me tell you, there is nothing more demotivating than filing away endless paperwork and knowing that you belong somewhere else and you deserve something else. I was the kid in school who would write songs and poems on the back of my tests. And don't get me wrong, I would totally fail my test, but I had a kick-ass song on the back of it. Once a teacher of mine wrote, "This sounds great, Michelle," next to one of the songs I wrote on the back of my essay. Too bad I didn't do so great on my paper, but that's because the interest just wasn't there. I'm pretty sure that if I had to write an essay on music or take a test about music, I probably would have passed with flying colors. My point is, it's really tough to live the have-to-do life instead of the want-to-do life. And your enthusiasm can easily be destroyed. First off, you are not alone. I'm pretty confident that 90% of the world has jobs that they don't want and wish that they were doing something else. Unfortunately, it'll probably be like this till the end of time. But nowhere is it written that we can't learn to manage and balance our day jobs and our dream jobs so that we can still make our passions come to life. And everyone's circumstances are different, so no way at all am I saying that I have the answers to fix this, but I do have some tips and I have some outside the box thinking that has truly helped me to really focus on my goals. But before I get into that, I really just want you to hear these words. If you truly have a craving for better, you will find a way to make it work. First step, of course, is to develop a schedule. Something that allows you the chance to give your passion your undivided attention for a moment. And you can get really, really creative with this. When I was working as a babysitter, I really felt like I had no time to work on my songs. So I really sat down and I thought about where my free time was. And it just happened to be the 40-minute drive there and the 40-minute drive home. So I got really smart and I improvised. I played the track in my car and I would record my vocal drafts during my drive. And then later in the day when the kid went to sleep and was out of my hair, I would write down the lyrics to those vocal drafts. And once I really sat down and thought up this plan, I started to feel less demotivated. I didn't feel as stressed or felt all the pressure to do it on my free days. Sometimes we just can't wait till we have unlimited free time. And to be honest, I'm not even sure that that even exists anymore these days. With developing a schedule, it would really help ease some tension. If you know what you're doing that day, if you know what tasks to accomplish, if you know that you're putting aside this amount of time, you would really start to notice the improvements that you're making and you would really start to notice that you're feeling less stressed. And I noticed that with schedules, it's so helpful instead of just waking up and saying, I have to do this, 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 and that. That doesn't work. You literally have to say, I'm going to do this from this time to that. I'm going to do that from this time to then. And that's when you start to feel like there's structure. You don't feel too overwhelmed. You know when you're going to be done. you know when you're going to begin, and that is so helpful. Another great tip of mine, and a word that I absolutely hate, is discipline. It's so funny that when we go to our day job and our boss tells us to do something, we do it. But then when we tell ourselves to do something, we're like, eh. And I find that so funny because, we're willing to work at a day job that we absolutely hate, do the things we absolutely hate, and we make sure we're on time, we make sure that we get our tasks done. But then when we go home, we're not as disciplined as we are at work. And I've realized that you really need to take yourself seriously in order to accomplish anything. It's so easy to tell ourselves no. A way to discipline yourself is to maybe focus on the areas of your life where you're kind of slacking off. Maybe it's not so important to do that. And for me, it was TV. I really like to kind of have the TV on. I like to have it in the background while I'm trying to do something. But then of course I get sucked into what I'm watching. A lot of us have our favorite TV shows or our favorite video games, and we always want to make time for those things. And now I wouldn't say to completely stop doing the things that you love or to enjoy scrolling through TikTok, playing a video game, watching TV. Those are also necessities in a very small way. That's our time to relax. That's our time to kind of wind down from the day. And if we cut those things out of our lives completely, we're going to go insane. We're going to feel overworked. We're going to feel like we have no time to just sit and veg out. So I am not at all saying not to do the things that are lazy and to wind down for the day, but it's really important to, with making a schedule, have this discipline and maybe tell yourself, hey, I'll watch my favorite TV show 3 times a week or 2 times a week instead of trying to fit it in at the end of every single day. And only you truly, truly know where you're lacking and where you're kind of wasting time. So it's up to you to kind of notice those moments, to switch them around, and to make a schedule work for you. Another way to make your dream more realistic for you is to also notice where you procrastinate. Are you even a procrastinator? I did a lot of procrastinating. I've noticed for myself that if it's something I care about, if it's something hard, if it's something I have to think about, of course I don't want to do that. We like when things are easy and we like when things are simple. It makes us more motivated. And I started to notice this about myself and I said, I hate how I wake up in the morning and regret what I did the night before. So I found a funny way to make myself kind of get up off my ass in the morning and do the things that I want to do. And that was to set alarms in my phone to remind myself where I wish I was during the day. So if I wanted to wake up early, I would set my alarm early and it would say wake up, do you want to feel the way you did last week? And I would literally title my alarm so that when I wake up, I'm reading the words, get out of bed. Do you want to feel bad like you did last week? And it really just shoots me up. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to feel like that. Then at some point during the day, I would have another alarm going off. The title says, are you doing things right? Are you getting things done? And I would make myself laugh because I'm so mean to myself in those, get off your ass. I hope you're not watching TV. These are the things that I would literally title my alarms to go off in my phone. And every time that alarm went off, I did a little self-check oh, am I doing something wrong? And it was interesting how I kind of set this up for myself because hearing that alarm almost took me out of the trance I was in of maybe falling off of what I wanted to get done, and it really kicked me back into gear. These are just really creative ways that I came up with for myself on how to kind of keep myself going throughout the day. There was a time where I titled one of my other alarms you only have 3 hours left, and that one really did it for me because I was oh shit, I better get going. Another great way to manage your day job and your dream job is to take your paid time off. Use your PTO. It's so important. Some people are just no, just work, work, work. Use your PTO. It's something that you could really benefit from. Take advantage of those things. Use that as your chance to get things done, work on the stuff that you want. I know that a vacation, you want to rest, you want to just do nothing, But at the same time, maybe just set aside 2 hours every day of your vacation. Another way that has really helped myself was to kind of set up the things I needed to get done the day before or the night before. I've noticed that when my camera was set up already, my clothes were picked out, my studio was set up, my track was already up on my computer, had my computer up in my studio, that's when I was really like, okay, all I have to do is go upstairs and start. When we set up our workspace the night before or the day before, it is so helpful, I'm telling you. Have it be ready for you when you want to begin. And like I said, everybody has a different circumstance. There's people that work 3 or 4 jobs, and those people I just think are superhuman, and I truly admire your work ethic to get the things you need done. But like I said, everybody's life is different. People have children. I don't have any kids, and I know that it's so hard to balance day job, dream job, children, pets, everything at the same time. It's really hard. And like I said, I don't have children, so I'm not sure how that could get so crazy. But I think my advice for something like that, maybe share your passion and share your dream job with your children and tell them what you like to do. And maybe that could be a way of bonding together, and maybe they'll spark interest in it too. And it could be a way of working on your job and working towards your goals, but also spending time with your kids. There are so many ways to go about it. You really have to think outside the box. And I think that if you have a schedule, discipline, kind of avoid that procrastination. And if you're really setting up your workspace and just having everything set for you, these are really great starter points to try to make room for your dream job. I really hope you guys like today's concept. This concept is really important, and like I said, it goes for anybody. This is not just for music and artists. We all struggle with the whole, how do I get my passion out when I'm working at this day job that I hate? And I think that if you truly care about it and you really want to see improvements, you'll find a way. You'll know what to cut out of your life, and you'll know what to bring more into it. So I really hope you guys like this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next Tuesday.